At the time of recording this video, we're at 930,000 signatures. We only need a couple more, like 70,000, we can do this. So what's good everyone? Wankly him. The Stop Killing Games initiative is almost complete and it only has begun. This was one of the hardest parts doing, like collecting the signatures. But let's be real, it's not only the signatures that count, now we have to continue forward. Now it has to go in front of the European government and they'll be discussing about it. Now the real hard part would be on Ross, on his shoulders, because now he needs to go there and like start defending his takes. You know, AAA companies will not play this game fairly. They will try to defend themselves with their own developers, their own software engineers. They'll try everything in their power to destruct everything the movement is about, and Ross should be prepared for that. And now I've seen a clip that kind of made me sad, especially during this movement, and it was Ross saying like, hey, I'm done, I'm just so tired. I'll show you the clip.
After that, no, I'm done. In fact, I think some people might be surprised just how done I am after July. It's not that I will have changed my mind on game destruction, it's just that there's nothing left after that. So I don't want to waste even more of my life on this. I've paid my dues. My income's dropped significantly since I started this because I haven't had time to make more fun videos which people would rather watch. And I don't blame them one bit. So besides being sick of running this thing, I have to make up for lost time so I can pay rent. Plus, believe it or not, I want time to actually play games and not just fight to keep them all the time.
There's something so sad about it, but my next take is gonna be, you're not gonna like my next take. I don't care. You made it yourself hard. You could have made it way easier for yourself. Like my views align very much with Ross. He had his own movement and made mistakes. Big companies would gladly work together if it's against the consumer. But for some reason, if we're going against these AAA companies, we want to do it on the hardest way possible. Why are we doing this? Now, let's go back to Ross. He said he can barely afford to pay rent. Brother, you should have like started a GoFundMe right next to the initiative.
Now, I have been maybe fairly criticized for not running a fundraiser for this. There are reasons for that. The first is, until recently, I didn't know where we would spend it. People would say buy ads, but the initiative could be considered political, and YouTube doesn't allow political ads in a lot of EU countries, and neither does Twitch. Good luck reaching gamers without YouTube or Twitch. So taking money with no plan, that's a grift. And another reason is I am one of the worst people to manage that sort of thing. Financial paperwork is an Achilles heel of mine and seems to take me 10 times more effort than anything else. I mean, I can do accounting, budgeting, math, that's not a problem. No, I mean having knowledge of all the obscure forms you need to fill out, what all the tax laws that apply are, what all the specialized terminology is, and just all the hidden rules. Now you might say just hire an international tax accountant for multiple countries. Okay, there goes a third of our funding then. So what are we even doing? I cannot emphasize how much I struggle with financial business crap like that. So the thought of me putting together a fundraiser for what might be considered a political fund that needs to adhere to laws in multiple countries, and if I make a mistake that could be considered a crime? Oh, no. That's like asking somebody with severe dyslexia to write a book report on war and peace. I am the wrong person for that job. But I've still been trying. To the best of my ability, anyway.
I'm sure many people would go donate to your support. If you've done that from the start, even though if the petition totally fails, it doesn't matter. At least you can support yourself while doing the further tasks. Now you have many other problems that are not about the initiative. Now you're like stressed out about, oh, I cannot pay rent. What can I do? Oh no, the bills are gonna come next month and oh no, the signatures are almost over. What can I do? You got so much stress that shouldn't be there. A company would gladly play the games as easily as possible. They would gladly work with each other. Yet somehow you wanna go down the difficult path. Doesn't make sense to me. And yeah, one of the things that you have said is you don't know how to manage the funds. I'm sure you can find people that know how to do that. I'm sure there are some great lawyers that really want to dig their teeth into this. Because some lawyers are also gamers and they don't want their games to be killed. Because if it's something about them, a person would be willing to do everything for the cause. And you are the person that we trust that can do this. You are the person that started all of this. You are literally the one that is made for this movement. You have done us an incredible service and you should continue on forward since the hard part is gonna start right now. I'm glad that we got almost at 1 million signatures. It really gives us hope to fight against the AAA companies. You need to know how to defend yourself in the future. And I'm sure you're preparing yourself for that. Let's forget about Pirate Software. He has not been playing it fair at all. This guy is a corporate shill. Perhaps he had some negative intentions on the movement, and let's be real, I think he does. In my other 2 videos I talked about why I think he has more malicious intent than he portrays, but you need to know his father was a big shot at Blizzard. Thor himself also got a job at Blizzard. Let's be real, he's kinda a nepo pirate, but you didn't hear that from me. But this guy is not a game developer. You cannot compare him to a game developer that has been doing it for over 30 years. There's no way. Pirate Software hasn't made this game in 6 years. He is a streamer and a content creator. He's no game developer. That he worked at Blizzard for 6 years is probably because of nepotism. He was probably some like debugger of a game while the other real developers were making the game. I would rather talk to a real game developer to know his thoughts about this movement. Let's say I studied 4 years to become a nurse. And in the first year, okay, I worked a little bit in a hospital and then I went full on sales. I started selling a product and still say that I am a nurse while I don't work in a hospital anymore. Am I comparable to a person that has been a nurse for over 20 years that has been doing the same job over and over and over again, over hundreds of thousands of hours? No, obviously not. I cannot call myself a nurse if I just quit. And the same goes for Pirate Software. You're no game developer since you quit. You quit a long time ago. Now Ross, you are fighting against people like Pirate Software that clearly don't have respect for you. They don't have respect for you. He said,
"This is complete garbage. All of this can eat shit then. I drop the mask entirely. I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing." That sounds stupid as shit.
That's who you're up against. And you're giving him so much benefit of the doubt, but he's not giving you the same respect back. And I don't like seeing that shit. But now you have to realize, this guy is not a developer, he's just a streamer and online persona. You are going against real developers very soon if this initiative hits over 1 million petitions for the EU. AAA companies will defend themselves and they are way above Pirate Software. They are real developers pointing out real problems. I would love for you to start a GoFundMe so I can at least give you some funds while you can defend yourself and really just prepare for this movement. We cannot fuck this up. Perhaps a little point I want to talk about. Live service games are going to be killed, says Pirate Software. Is that really a bad thing? I don't know. I am in support of the movement and I'm sure that like 99% of the people watching this are also in support of Stop Killing Games. One of the greatest tells for me to know that Pirate Software is a complete scumbag is that he still refuses to talk to Ross. Ross said, "Hey, Thor, or Jason or Justin, whatever his name is, let's go talk. We can go on a call and let's talk this out." Ross was again super respectful to Thor and then Thor just straight up refuses him. Says, no, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you since your fans are rabbits. They're rabbit, they're non-negotiable, they're bad people. No, Thor. Millions of people are not bad people. It's you that's the problem. But yeah, let's get this initiative to 1 million and let's hope for the best. That's all the time I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, you know the drill, and see you guys in the next one. Bye.